Hey everyone, my name is Madeline Brown. Welcome to UW Lacrosse. I was in your shoes about 5 years ago. I just began medical school at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health in Madison, and this was my dream school, and I am so thrilled and humbled to be here. And I just am here today to talk to you guys to motivate you a little bit, inspire you, and hopefully, encourage you to follow this path once you find out that it is truly for you. So I'm supposed to answer a few questions here, according to your awesome Pre-Med Club exec board. And how I found, well, the first being was like how I found that medicine was for me. And honestly, it all started kind of in high school that I was initially exposed to medicine, and that was all through a knee injury and everything, but that's kind of a long story. But anyways, long story short, that's what sparked my interest in the healthcare field in general. And then once I got to UW Lacrosse, I really questioned, I was like, should I go to like pre-med or should I consider PA, other healthcare careers? And to make those decisions, I basically ended up shadowing and volunteering quite a bit, just to be able to compare the professions. So I volunteered at Gunderson in their ER. And there I was exposed to, seeing many members of the healthcare team, whether it be physicians, PAs, nurses, EMTs, all of that. And then also did quite a bit of shadowing. I shadowed both PAs and physicians. And at the end of the day, after both of those experiences, I basically came to decide that I could relate much better with the role of a physician. Just because of a little bit more of the responsibility role and decision making, and a little bit more schooling as well. Like, I'm a very detail-oriented person, so I knew that I would want to know, the extra details that could come along with the extra schooling and expertise in that regard. So after those real-world experiences, that's really how I kind of decided. I was like, yes, I want to stay pre-med and go for it and go for medical school. I know COVID has obviously kind of shut down a lot of those real-world experiences for the time being, but hang in there and try to find something that is still impactful and meaningful to you, and make a difference in your community in a safe and able way, that in whatever way is you may find possible for the time being. The second question is, how did I get to where I am now? So, like I said, I'm a first-year student. I just started this past August, so about a month ago. And some little tips for freshmen and underclassmen in general is that it does sound so intimidating right now. I know it sounds so intimidating. I remember sitting in your shoes and being like, oh my gosh, like there is no way I will ever be able to accomplish getting accepted to med school and maintaining a really good GPA or throughout undergrad or doing well in the MCAT. Like, it all sounded like so much work and so many hours you had to rack up and just like in too little time. And so I totally know what it feels like to feel, intimidated and incapable at this point in time that you're at right now. But I want to say that it is possible, and between me and the other videos you see of other students, like, this is kind of just proof that UWL does a great job of preparing you for what's to come and whatever that might be. I highly recommend not only following the pre-med coursework and curriculum, but taking additional classes to that are science related, especially microbiology and immunology. Those were two classes that so far I am so glad that I've taken, in addition to the pre-med prerequisites as it was. As you may already find out or have experienced, you will have to make sacrifices along the way. So to reach this level, for me personally, I had to give up playing volleyball. So I played volleyball at UWL for the first 2 years, and then it got to the point where my junior year was stacked, and I wanted to be able to maintain my GPA on top of getting patient contact hours. I had just gotten my CNA and, having a little bit of a life outside of that. And so something had to give, and it ended up being volleyball. So that was just the way it was. But honestly, looking back, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because I figured out that, there is much more to life than solely athletics. And I was able to really rack up my resume and have some awesome experiences that I really would not change or trade for the world. So making sacrifices is one thing that kind of does come with this career path, but you never know what doors that might open. So don't look at it completely in a negative light. Secondly, remember the big picture. Remember why you started this. What is your main interest in pursuing this career path? And if you haven't identified that yet, that's what all of these experiences are for, is to help you decide if medicine truly is for you. So on those harder, tougher days, just remember that, one bad test score isn't going to make or break you. Like, you will survive and you can always rebound. So don't let it get you down. And then lastly, enjoy the process, because as for as much work as it can be, it is a lot of fun to be in college, and kind of goes along with like remembering the big picture, but like enjoy every moment that you're at and surround yourself with great people, because you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. So find a good group of friends and positive influences and people who motivate you and inspire you to be better, and I'm sure you will do the same for them. And as of med school right now, it's been a little bit interesting. Things have been mostly online. We still have like our small group stuff and clinical skills in person, which I'm very thankful for. But otherwise lectures are online. So it's been a definite learning curve. I mean, you're learning a ton of information all at once. It's definitely the epitome of the fire hose analogy, with, you just can't swallow this much information at once, but you kind of get accustomed to it. You just have to, every minute, every moment is precious, and really figure out how to manage your time wisely and still make time for the things that are important to you. So I encourage you to stick with it, and feel free to have, if you ever have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure Marissa and Nate and the other exec board members would be happy to pass along my contact info, and I'm happy to work with you. But hang in there and enjoy your time at UW La Crosse. Thank you.